So I had a little time today. I'm chilling for like another half an hour. I just got this comment on the Boy Moms video that I just posted today. And it was going to be way too much for me to type. So I just decided to do a video because I just ain't got time to type this much. Okay, so I'm going to address this comment. And I'm going to read it and I'm going to answer the questions as she's asking these questions. So she says, out of curiosity, what made your man so different? I watch your videos and think you have great content. Now, I've always said that my man is not special. He's not a unicorn. I don't think he's like this. I don't feel like, oh, I have such a different man than everybody else. That I've said this many times. I don't feel like that. What works for me works for me. And I also have stated in many videos that him being child free, him being to himself, kind of like a recluse a little bit. He knows how to get out and have fun, but he likes being to himself. There's a whole lot of things about him that we have in common. And so it works for me. Even though I know that by him being child free, that will be a red flag for most women. They would be like, something's wrong with him. Or I want kids one day and he doesn't want kids. It works for me. I don't look at men in the same way that most women do. I really never have for the most part, if I'm being honest. And I don't want the same things that the average woman wants. So the things that y'all may think is a red flag, for you, it's not for me because I live a very different lifestyle than the average woman. So that's, if I'm going to say anything that makes him different, it's just because I'm different and I'm attracted to what's different. And so that's the best way for me to describe that. She goes on to say, but you have sworn several times you wouldn't date these men out here, but you quietly got into a relationship. I didn't quietly get into a relationship. I was literally on TikTok telling, and then YouTube second, telling people that I was in a relationship within like a week or two of getting into that relationship. So nothing about that was quiet. It's giving two-faced in a way. Because you talk about these men and how women shouldn't do this and that, but you seem to slightly give pick-me behind closed doors. Again, like I've said in like 1,200 videos, pick-me's base their worth and their lives around men. That is what a pick-me is. A pick-me is desperately hoping to be picked, to be chosen. I am none of those things, and I have never been any of those things, and I never will be that. Okay? I am not a pick-me. I'm the furthest thing from a pick-me. Pick-me's care about men and what men think. I don't give a fuck about men. As a matter of fact, I think most men should disappear. I stand by that statement and I'm going to die on that hill. And you also say on the weekends you go and cuddle or whatever with your man. So do you not see him throughout the week? So does he only show you his representative on the weekend? No telling what he's doing during the day. During the weekday. Now, if you actually heard me say that I go cuddle with my man on the weekends in a video, then maybe you stopped listening because you missed the point where I said, we work together. We work at the same building. We're in two different, he's in the office on the corporate side, and I am a truck driver. We see each other probably about a dozen times throughout the day, because I go in the office a lot to talk to my boss and my supervisor, and I go in there to see him and smooch with him and all of that in the office, and we laugh and joke, and then I go back to my pack out. That's what we call our docks, right? That's what we do every day. So every day, there's not a day that goes by where we're not either seeing each other, hanging out, or kicking it. That's our relationship. And the reason why I don't go to his house during the week so far these last few months has been because it's cold outside, and I just really don't want to when I get off work, I go home. I really don't want to be bothered. I have things to do. I have a lot of errands to run most days out the week, and by the time I get done with that, the last thing I want to do is go to his house because we don't live together. Okay. In the summertime, when it's warm, we spend way more time together. We go places. We go out on the boat and do all of that. But when it's cold outside, I just want to go home, literally. On the weekends, we're usually off and we usually have a few days and we spend our off days together. So that's how that works. Now, if I ever decided to pick up and randomly go to his house any day throughout the week, I can. I don't have to call or nothing. He tells me all the time, you don't have to call and just come by. And he can do the same for me. That's our relationship. That's how that works. Not that I have to explain that to anybody, because I really don't, but I don't mind. So there's that. Okay. What else? Because you're not going to see the real him until you move in with him or see him or with him on a daily basis. So I am with him on a daily basis, and I don't plan on ever moving in with him. So if I don't ever meet the real him, if the real him, which let's say the real him is a sociopath or a serial killer, let's just say hypothetically, I'm never going to know that because I'm never moving in. And then if I ever did move in, and this is what I tell women to do, and I stand by this as well, never get rid of your home, even if you get married and move in with another guy, or even if y'all get another house together. Keep your house in case you find some things out that you don't like, or in case they start tripping, or if they ever put their hands on you, if they cheat on you, you can fucking go home. I stand by that. I will die on that hill. So this whole, if I don't know the real him, maybe not. And I just said on our podcast, The Audacity, we have new episodes dropping every Monday. And you can catch us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I just said that I am not immune. I can find out that he's cheating on me at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And guess what I'm going to do? Chuck up the deuces and go home. That is why it's important to always have your own house. I have no desire for no man to live with me. I've been there, done that. I don't want to do that again. There's so many stipulations that would have to go into play if I decided to move in with him or he decided to move in with me again, which I don't feel like mentally even dealing with that. So for me, I'm just not going to fucking do it. Simple. If I ever change my mind, I promise you there's like 200 contracts that's going to have to be signed before we did that, which I don't plan on doing it, by the way. You say when he proposes to you, you're going to decline, which something I don't believe. You say you both have so much in common, but it seems as if he doesn't know that you don't want to get married. He absolutely knows that I don't want to get married. And so did the other 4 men who proposed to me. They knew I didn't want to get married. And guess what? I'm not married. I still have 2 of those rings, by the way. The other 2 I don't have. And if he proposed to me, I'm going to most likely, I'm going to say, in this case, I'm going to say 99% of the case, I'm most likely going to say no, because I don't want to live with a man. I don't understand why this is so hard for you. I like my space. I need my space for my sanity. I don't want to wake up and somebody's there all the time. I wake up and you're there. I go around a corner, you're there. I go out to the garage, come back, you're there. I can roll over, you're there. I go to the bathroom, can't take a shit in peace, you're there. I don't want anybody in my house. So getting married, I mean, hey, that whole LAT living arrangement, which is called living apart together, where people get in relationships or they get married or whatever, but they don't live together. Maybe at the very least, that'll be what it is. But he knows this. This is what one of the main things we bonded over. Neither one of us are codependent and needy and pathetic in that way. I'm not, he's not. That's why our situation works. I hope that clears things up. You either didn't tell him or he doesn't watch your videos. And if he does watch your videos, it's odd that he would take you seriously. Just saying by the videos you make, he could be a narcissist and playing you. He could be a boy mom. He could be a boy mom, or is his mom a boy mom? I'm trying to figure out what that meant. Okay, so if he doesn't take me seriously, that's fine with me. Because I think one of the number one ways that women ruin their lives is that they take men too seriously. That you take men seriously in general, and then you take them too seriously, you know, by wanting to marry them and have babies with them and essentially let these men ruin your life. I don't care if he ever came to me and said, it's over. Or if he's a narcissist and he's playing games. That's why it's important to keep your own fucking house. And you can go home. I hope this picture is becoming clear to you as to where I stand. When two people are not needy, codependent, and pathetic, you don't care about this stuff. I've been there, done that with the whole living together and the whole being proposed to and all that. Because I feel like if he proposes to me, to be honest, I would feel like it was a betrayal of our agreement. We agreed no babies. We agreed we like our space. We agreed we don't give two shits about marriage. If he asks me to marry him, I'm going to feel like the relationship is probably over because it will be a betrayal of our agreement. That is how strongly I feel about this. And he does send me stuff. He just sent me a few things the other day that I could talk about on my podcast. And it was literally about, what was it about? Women, more and more women are turning away from marriage. Now, whatever his reason for sending me that, I don't give a fuck. If he really just wanted to help the podcast, or if he really thought it was a good conversation starter, or was he trying to test me to see if I wanted to marry him, or if he wanted to make me think he doesn't want to marry me, I literally don't care the reason that he sent me that. I don't care. He sent it because he thought he was helping, and that was fine by me. But if it turns out that he had an ulterior motive, I don't care. Because why? I know that men come and go like the seasons. I know that everything and everyone has an expiration date. I know that there is nothing on this planet that lasts forever. I live my life on a have fun and enjoy it while it lasts type of basis. I have lived like that for over 20 years. I most likely will live that way for the duration of my life. I really hope this clears everything up. I appreciate that you like my videos. I appreciate, that you like my content. That's fine. But it's going to be very difficult for you guys to understand my point of view from, when it comes to dealing with men, because I'm not saying you in particular, but the average woman wants a fairy tale from men that doesn't exist. And I have known that these fairy tales don't exist since I was a teenager. And as I've gotten older, it's become clearer and clearer to me year after year. Every year that I get older, it becomes more and more clear to me. Y'all can't see it because y'all want this fairy tale. I don't. I don't put men on pedestals. I am not a pick-me, contrary to what some people believe. Pick-me's care what men think. I don't. Pick-me's are willing to give men babies and marry them and give up careers and give up everything for the sake of love. I would rather unalive myself before I did any of those things. Far from a pick-me. But anyway, I'm going to end that here. I hope this clears up any questions or concerns you had. And I will catch you in the next video. Goodbye.